Hello friends, this evening I decided to come downtown to the park and do a little landscape painting because it looks like we're in for another beautiful summer night, and one of my favorite snacks to take with me when I go painting are Jamaican patties. Now I'm sure you've had the frozen ones before, but if you've never made them from scratch, you're gonna want to start now because these can't compare to the ones you get from the store. So first you want to start off by making the dough, and you do that with all-purpose flour, and then you add to it some baking powder, curry powder, turmeric, and salt. So you just mix these dry ingredients together thoroughly. I usually just use my hands to do this. Okay, just like that. And then you want to add in some shortening and some butter. So just put it right into the flour and then just cut it in with your fingers until it's all nice and incorporated. So this is a lot like making a pie dough, and the mixture should resemble coarse oatmeal. When you grab a bunch of it, it should hold together as a clump. So just squish a bit of it in your hand, and if it holds its shape like this, you're good. Now you want to sprinkle in enough water so that this forms a soft dough. So just add it bit by bit until it all comes together. I used a total of half a cup of water, but you might need a little more or less depending on your flour. So as soon as it forms a dough like this, don't overwork it at all. Just shape it into a disc and then wrap it in some plastic, and you want to let this refrigerate for a minimum of 1 hour. I don't know why I'm slapping it, but anyway. Now to make the filling, start off with a really hot skillet and a pound of ground beef. So add that beef to the skillet and cook this really well until all the pink is gone. You want it nice and brown. And then you want to drain off all the fat. So if you're using lean ground beef, you might be able to skip this step. Now without even cleaning the skillet, add in some onions and garlic. The skillet's still nice and hot. So you want to cook these together for about 5 minutes until they change color. And if you add some salt to this, it'll help it cook faster. So this here is what it should look like after about 5 minutes. And now you can return your meat. So just dump it back into the skillet, stir it all around, and now it's time to add in a little bit of curry powder. I have here 1 tablespoon, but you can add more or less if you want to. And now for a little more flavor, I have here some dried oregano. Make sure you crumble it in to release all their flavors, and a little ground black pepper. I'm not going to add any more salt because that already went in with the onions. Now you want to take this off the heat and let it cool completely. That'll be about 30 minutes. Okay, now it's time to assemble the patties. So hopefully your dough has chilled for an hour and your filling is completely cooled. Now I'm going to make 8 Jamaican patties today, but you can make as few or as many as you want, depending on how many people you want to feed. So I usually cut the dough in half, and then each half in half, and then each of those halves in half again. So try to get each piece of dough more or less the same size. Now roll each of these guys into a circle that's about 6 inches in diameter. Okay, then you can start spooning on some of your filling. I'm using about a 1/4 cup or so. So you do want to make sure you leave a good inch around the edges. So now you want to wet the edges with some water. This is going to help make the dough stick when you fold it over. Now you want to fold it over really carefully. If any of the filling falls out, just stuff it back in, and then press the edges together firmly with your fingers. And now you want to finish it off by crimping those edges with a fork just to give it a nice design. And then finally you want to make 2 prick marks on the top. This is going to act like a steam vent. And now you want to place this onto an ungreased baking sheet. So do that to all of them. And then you want to bake them in a preheated 375-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown, just like you see here. And that's it, guys. I think you're going to be super impressed with this recipe, especially with the crust. It's buttery, it's flaky, it has a nice subtle curry flavor to it. And hey, if you don't want to fill these with beef, you can also use chicken, cheese, veggies, whatever you want. Let me know what kind of Jamaican patties you're going to be making. Did you enjoy this video? Well, for more great recipes like the one you just saw, don't forget to hit your subscribe button. And you can get this complete recipe on my blog, icookandpaint.com, just by clicking the link underneath this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.